Well then, what on earth have I just tapped into? What a game I have just watched. Sporting Lisbon 4, Manchester City 1. Nobody saw this coming before the game. Maybe some people thought Sporting maybe could get a win, but 4-1. 4-1's crazy, man. 4-1 is crazy. City on a very, very bad run at the minute. They've lost three games in a row, haven't they, in 3 different competitions. They lost to Tottenham last Wednesday in the Carabao Cup. They lost to Bournemouth on the weekend, and they've lost again today. And I've got to say, they were probably deserved losers in all 3 matches. Now, if we get into this game, obviously, going into it, it's Ruben Amorim's last Champions League game as Sporting manager before he departs and joins my club, Manchester United. So I'm buzzing to see that. Obviously, I had to watch this game. I wanted to see how he plays, with his how he set up his team, etc. Because obviously we're not going to pretend. A lot of United fans are pretending they know loads about him. A lot of people maybe do, but a lot of people like me don't know an awful lot about him. And you obviously know the basics, but you want to see in a game like this. I didn't want to tap in last Friday against some random Portuguese team. This was the one to watch against Manchester City. Floodlights beaming in the Champions League, and he certainly didn't disappoint. Let me tell you that. What a game. What a game. Well, it didn't start great. Let's just say that. I think City swarmed them, and even in the first half, in general, City swarmed them. But that first goal, I mean, it's sort of just a mistake. Is it a mistake? You could say it's a mistake, but I think he just gets caught by Foden, doesn't he? Foden just drives at the box, at the defenders, and he just wellies it. He just puts his foot through it, and it ends up going in the back of the net, literally right down the middle of the goal as well. So it wasn't like an amazing finish. He's just gone for power there, and he scored. Fair play. The goalkeeper, wrong-footed. He tries to last-minute save it with his toe, couldn't do it. And City storm in to a 1-0 lead, and I was looking at that City team from the start, and I was like, I don't know what's... Mateus Nunes on that left-hand side. I think, was it Simpson Pussy? Simpson Pussy, we'll say. Started at centre-back. Obviously, he had a rough time against Gyokeres. We'll get onto him later, though. But yeah, I thought City's overall performance in that first half was sort of... They started to look like their old self from previous seasons. They did just swarm Sporting. I think they were getting caught quite a lot. I think they had many... Haaland had 3 or 4 chances in that first half, and he's got to be burying more of them. There was defensive mistakes from Sporting on their account, but City missed a lot of key opportunities in that first half, and again, they got punished. You need to start taking your chances. As a United fan, I know this, because we miss so many chances, and we end up just getting punished eventually. It always happens. Anyway, as we digress... Like I said, City swarming them. City the better team by far. But then Sporting have these little breaks. Like Gyokeres had a chance early on in the 7th minute around about then. He's played through on goal. Like the City defence is so high up with Akanji, Vardiol, Simpson Pussy and Lewis as like a back 4. It just looked weak to me that. As soon as I'm laying my eyes on that team, it did look weak, the City defence. The rest of the team fine, but the defence did appeal a bit weak to me. And Gyokeres was played through on goal. And that's where a bit of his raw finishing comes into play. We know we can score a load of goals because we've seen it in this game in particular. He scored 4 on Friday as well the last week. So, yeah, we know we can score goals. But here in front of goal, I think he's tried to be a bit cocky. He's tried to dink Ederson. Ederson's just parried it down and caught it. It should be an easy finish, realistically. For a striker like him, the form he's in, he should be easily able to score that goal. And he didn't. So, yeah, it stays 1-0, but they did eventually get his first goal of the game. A player I was really impressed with, by the way, is he called Quenda? Played the right wing-back role for Sporting. He's 17-year-old. I think he's normally a winger, maybe. I'm sure he's a winger. I've played with him on Football Manager and FIFA in the past. I say the past, he's probably only just been on it like the last year or so. But yeah, I have seen him before, and I've seen highlights of him on my Twitter timeline. And today, he really, really impressed me. I thought he was very good. And that ball he played through to Gyokeres for his first goal, marvellous, with the left foot, coming inside from that right-hand side. And he just saw a gap, didn't he, between Akanji and I think it was Vardiol, or maybe Simpson Pussy, I can't remember, but he just plays a brilliant, brilliant ball through. And Gyokeres there, through on goal, sort of shrugging his defender off, isn't he, a little bit? Like, get off me. I think it was Vardiol. Just get off me. This is my moment. And it's a absolutely unbelievable finish. It's sort of like, do you remember that Ozil bounce technique where he used to, like, hit it at the ground and he used to lift over. It was a little bit like that. It looked a little bit like a scuff finish, but to me, I feel like he meant it. It was a very, very nice finish. He sort of just hit it at the floor and it bounced and curled into the far corner. And just like that, let me just do it. Is that the celebration? Let me know. Thoughts? Anyway, Sporting a level just like that. Going into half-time 1-1. And City probably, no, they will have been. They will have been fuming. Pep probably wouldn't have been happy. But I feel like they still could have had the game in their control. I think the players, and maybe Pep himself as well, probably thought that the game was still in their control. They were in control of this game because they were the better team. They were the better team in that first half. But then we go into the second half and straight away, just like that, Sporting, don't know what AMORIM'S said at half-time. I don't know what the Sporting players have... Well, they've obviously reacted to what he said because 30 seconds in to the second half, they make it 2-1, and it's not just like a little fluky goal or anything. The build-up play to the goal, unbelievable it was. The passing was very nice. I thought, I really like, in this system as well, which is what I'm excited about, that's going to be happening on City United. I really like the fullbacks. I've already mentioned Quenda, but the goal scorer here, was it Maxi Araujo, was it? I think so. Maximiliano Araujo, I think his name was, but he really excited me as well. He scored the goal, but again, he's involved in the move beforehand, and he makes a brilliant run, a brilliant pass as well from the Sporting player to find him, and he just tucks it in past Ederson, easy as you like. And Sporting, 30 seconds into the second half, a 2-1 up. Marvellous, absolutely marvellous. They've certainly reacted to whatever was said in the dressing room, and it doesn't stop there. It most certainly doesn't stop there because, again, about a minute after that, maybe not even that, I think City took kick-off, did a few passes here and there like they always do, little side-to-side passes. They lost the ball eventually, and this space just opens up on the right-hand side, and Trincao, remember him, former Wolves player, is running through, and he's quick. He's very, very quick, and he just keeps running, and he does really well here. He does really well because he knows Vardiol's going to make an attempt to get this ball off him. He just needs to show him the ball, and then last minute or a certain point, he needs to just bring the ball back inside and tease Vardiol. That's what he needed to do, and he did that. Vardiol bit. He didn't need to do it, Vardiol. Obviously, you had Noel Gallagher on commentary. He was on co-coms. He was a third commentator, and even he said he doesn't know what he was doing. Even he said that. He's a City fan. So, very clumsy defending from Vardiol. He was out of position, and he gives the foul. He comes across him with his wrong leg. He was wrong-footed, sort of just barges him over. Definite penalty for me. I think it's a stupid thing to do. I don't think he needed to do it because Akanji was there. I think if Vardiol doesn't make that foul, doesn't make that attempt to get the ball, to be fair, it wasn't really an attempt to get the ball from me for Vardiol. I feel like he was just frustrated as well. A little bit of frustration came out, but he didn't need to do it because Akanji was there, ready to take the ball off Trincao, most probably. Anyway, a penalty is given to Sporting, converted by Gyokeres. He's now on 2 goals. Sporting a 3-1 up 2 minutes into the second half. After being battered the whole first half, they were now on top, and it just kept on happening. Like the next 10 minutes as well, just relentless from Sporting. It was deadly on the counter-attack, and City were getting caught out. And I've always thought City are vulnerable on counter-attacks, and it proved me right there. It did prove me right, especially without Rodri in transition. City do tend to struggle with counter-attacks. That's how United have scored a lot of goals against them in the past, or got results out of somewhere, hitting them on the counter, Ollie ball style. Again, I don't think that was obviously Ollie ball style there today from Sporting. I think they had a bit more about them. They most definitely did. The way they passed the ball, the way they moved it. They had a bit more about them. Maybe it is because it's a Champions League night under the lights. You don't know, do you? But anyway, City then get a penalty themselves, which a bit controversial. Again, the Noel Gallagher, the City fan, also. I'm talking like Noel Gallagher's just some random City fan. Like Noel Gallagher was on commentary for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. He was even saying it was harsh. A lot of people on Twitter are saying it's harsh. I think it's harsh as well. I think Bernardo Silva's obviously lost it. He's kicked it. There's not much Diamandi can do. His arm is in the air, to be fair, but it's one of them things. He's going for a tackle. His arm's naturally going to come up. City get a penalty anyway, and you just expect Haaland to nestle this in, don't you? With power, with pace. The power and the pace was there, but nestling into the back of the net wasn't, because he absolutely rifled it off the crossbar, and it went over. And Sporting kept their 3-1 lead, kept their 2-goal advantage, and to be fair, Haaland looked frustrated. He had 5 or 6 chances in that game before that penalty. And I think that one just hit the nail on the head. He wasn't at it. I think his head went. And yeah, Sporting again, as soon as that happened, was more comfortable on the ball again. And then we saw it. We saw City head started to go again because another penalty was given away. 3 penalties in the match. This one going to Sporting yet again and again. Again, it's clumsy. It's so clumsy. This time from Matheus Nunes, who was sort of, again, probably frustrated, but takes his frustration out on the Sporting player, on his former club. I believe he played for Sporting anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure he did. But yeah, just absolutely lost his head. Not in terms of like throwing hands and throwing legs about and booting people. It was just clumsy, very clumsy. It's the last player you want sort of in that position. Matheus Nunes there, and he just pulls his defender back for no reason whatsoever. And Sporting are handed a second penalty of the game, and Gyokeres, of course, to complete his hat-trick, scores it. And what a penalty. What a penalty. Ederson even goes the right way, but it's that good. I've even seen a reverse angle of it from behind him, like a sort of a low camera on the pitch, and he doesn't even connect with it that well. Like, if you see it, he does look like he scuffs it a little bit with the inside of his foot, but it still goes with power, with pace, into that far corner, across goal. Ederson goes the right way, and he still can't get to it, and that is just an unbelievable striker for me. And Gyokeres, you've got to give him a round of applause today. You've got to. A hat-trick on a Champions League night. Never mind, like, he scored 4 goals last week, and he scored a hat-trick here to 7 goals in 2 matches. The guy's a joke. This isn't the player I remember at Coventry. I know he was great at Coventry, he was unbelievable, but since he's gone to Sporting, he's gone up a level. This is why a £100 million price tag is on his head. Will we see him at Manchester United? I don't know. I'd love to. I would love to. I know we've got Rasmus Højlund, I know we've got Xerxes, and I think Amorim can get something out of those players, especially Højlund. Højlund gives me Gyokeres vibes. I'm going to say it there. He does give me Gyokeres vibes, and I think we could be seeing that at the Theatre of Dreams very soon. But Sporting fans, let me know if there's any actually watching this. Probably isn't. City fans, he probably is. In fact, I know there will be. But let me know, both of you, Sporting and City fans, what you thought of the game. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. What a way to bow out, wasn't it, for Ruben Amorim before he takes charge at Manchester United. I think this weekend will be Amorim's last game at Sporting. It might have been that one. I think that was just the last Champions League one. But again, from next Monday, Amorim will be the Manchester United manager. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he can do with that 3-4-3 formation. That's how he's going to set up. Can he get something out of these players? It's going to be tough because we know what these United players can do. They can just switch their heads off very easily. But hopefully he gets the very best out of them. Massive win for Sporting on a Champions League night. I think City will still be safe. I think they'll still go through because this new format allows them to do that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit.